Good evening and welcome to somewhat made it on time, 8:01. So yeah, that's not too bad. But glad to have y'all all out there in the chat. We've already got quite a few people out there talking to each other. Back up through here, Appalachian Heritage Woodshop, Aussie Man is out there. I appreciate y'all being here so early. Awesome Wood Things. Awesome Wood Things, get off your butt and get here on the panel. What are you doing out there in the chat? Michelle Marcoux. And when I say, Kevin, when I say Aussie Man, guess where he's from?
I don't know. Canada?
Wow, he's as smart as Brenda is.
That's
yeah, no,
right.
He's from Australia. He watches us all the way over in Australia. He said it's 25 watts centigrade. Or no, 20. What is 25?
25 watts.
Yeah, 25 is what in C. In other words,
Celsius.
Oh, Awesome Wood Things, Comic Sans. No, how did he know that? We were talking about.
He
Comic
knows
Sans.
that. He's a professional.
Yeah, he loves Comic Sans.
Yes, he does. Maddie loves.
But anyway, those people are out there, and thank you for being there. Let me check to see. Brian wants to join us.
Ryan who?
I will just say, yeah, Brian wants to join us. So he wants the link, so I will send it to him. Give me a second, Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, because I have to go over here onto Facebook. It's a good thing that I had it open. Usually I close it because of the
COVID.
Who's playing opera in the background?
He's playing opera. It usually interferes.
Claudia's watching TV.
It usually interferes with in the background if somebody PMs me or whatever. It interferes with the noise. So, but anyway, we are live over on Twitch, and we are also live over on YouTube, and I'm looking to see if we are now live. And yes, we're live on Facebook.
Yay! A threefer.
I'm everywhere. I don't think that's the right video. Yeah, it is. It's the right video because I can see Al Forte he's sitting in my shop.
The best shop in the world. Jeez.
Yeah.
It was either that or Mr. Carlson's lab. So I figured I used Russ.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, we have Kevin. Well, Kevin, what's your last name, by the way?
Johnson.
Okay. Yeah. Kevin Johnson. All I seen was Kevin, KevBot, Kevin. I never did find out what your last name was, but okay. Kevin Johnson from KevBot Workshop is here tonight, and he's got a lot of cool videos. We're going to be talking to him and talking about some of the stuff that he's done. And before we go any further, let me do one thing, and that's talk about my wonderful sponsors. And they are Devobel Technologies for web design, development, and hosting. Visit devobel.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist. Woodworkingshop.com. Seiko, the scroll saw specialist. Seiko.com. And Scrollnado. dust collection for your scroll saw, and you can find them on Amazon. And to move this further along really fast, Brenda, tell us where we can find you, and also talk about your Heifer Haven and also you and Matt's show.
All right. Well, you can find me anywhere troubles to be had. Generally, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. On YouTube, I do a live stream with Matt Haas from Awesome Wood Things and All Things YouTube. And I don't know, he's got about 50 channels out there now, I think. And we do a live stream on Thursday nights on my channel called Mind Equals Blown, where we talk about odd but true facts and, well, most anything that comes to our minds. It's at 7 p.m. on Thursday, so if you'd like to jump in there and have some fun with us. Sometimes we do giveaways and stuff on the show, so it's a lot of fun. And I also do some comedy on my channel called Heifer Haven's Free Advice. It's always free, not necessarily good. And I also have a big archive of all kinds of craft videos and stuff on the channel, so you're welcome to come over there and peel through it and see what all you can find that interests you.
Cool. Chris, where can we find you?
You'll find me. This is Chris, the Old Cranky Workshop. You'll find me in the shop, which I'm in tonight for change. I apologize about the lighting. I didn't get a chance to test it out before showtime, so we'll fix that for next week.
Yeah, no problem.
You'll find me on YouTube and Facebook. There is a video ready to roll. I just got to add the credits, and I'm going to release it. I got a package from Klingspor, so I did an unboxing video. I'm going to tell you, I was thrilled with what I got. So.
That big of a box, I know what's in it.
Well, you got it, yeah, but I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting it. So.
Yeah, I know what's in that box. I won't spoil it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, when Chris first come on in the pre-show, his light was terrible in the back. We couldn't even hardly see him. It was so bad. So.
Oh, I can show it again if you want.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Dixon, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, Russ. I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at hoffmansignsandDecals.com and working on my 3D print farm.
Cool. I got something I might want you to 3D. I tried it and it failed, so I might send you the files for it. And if you will print it for me and send it to me, I'll pay you.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's an air assist for mine because I'm thinking about moving my laser out of the cover. And it's a real easy something to do for you. You won't have a problem with it. Yeah. But anyway, I'll get with you later. Paul
Corliss, Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, on Instagram, and here on Saturday nights. I'm done.
Great. Jim Bashirs.
Jim Bashir from Driveway Workshop. And looking forward to talking about Kevin's joints he has on his dresser or his desk tonight.
Boy, John, much to get you laughing, does it?
Yeah, I was gonna say the way you said joints, that didn't like.
Yeah,
maybe
it's an Illinois and Michigan thing.
Yeah, maybe we need to discuss that it's wood joints, not the other kind of joints. So just to let everybody know, we're not that kind of show. We're not like those. What was it? The Maritime Woodworkers? Yeah, those guys were good about that. So
those were some weird after shows.
I don't know. I thought you were talking about his place of business. His joint. That's what I thought you were saying.
Okay.
That's what first came to mind. But anyway, Al Forte, Kilroy 79763 on Twitch. I do a show 2 p.m. Actually, I do a stream. You just watch me break things and blow dust off of things and stuff. Do a little woodworking, 3D printing, electronics, who knows what. And at 9 in 2 hours, I'm doing a nostalgia show with Hobbies Woodshop too. So anyway, I can be found everywhere as Kilroy 79763, and I'm trying to make it shorter, Russ. I'm sorry, I'm trying to just shorten it down.
Yeah, I like that workshop that you're in right now. That's pretty cool.
It's the best workshop in the world. I never have to clean it.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. I wonder where you found the picture for that somewhere. That's pretty cool.
Like everything else on the internet.
And then Brian, how you doing, Brian? You're muted, by the way.
I'm okay. I'm Brian Gidney at Summers Woodworking, although I haven't done any woodworking for over about 2 years. But I'm here tonight thanks to everybody, and looking forward to being on many more shows.
That's great. Have you, for some of y'all who don't know, Brian had his next door neighbor's house caught on fire, which actually set his house on fire, and he lost everything. So have you got a place where you are trying to set your workshop up back again?
Oh yeah, I'm back in my other house where I had my shop built when we first moved to Texas.
Right.
And
so you're
my tools are replenished. It's just me dealing with my wife and everything, and I've lacked the desire to even be out there.
Yeah. Well, you'll get that desire, my friend. And if you ever need anything or need to talk, let me know. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're here. It'll be good, and I'm glad if you want to join us every week, I'll be more than happy to have you here. It's great. For those of you who do not know, and I just would like to take this little bit of time to say this out there for Brian, is that Brian actually was probably one of the first woodworking shows. When did you start your show? Like about 5 years ago? 5 or 6 years ago?
No, I started my show back in 2012.
12. Holy crap. That's been 8, 9 years ago. Okay. So he started his show, and it was a summer woodworking show. And he invited me on his show a long time ago, and he gave me the inspiration. And through a chain of events that happened, I ended up starting my own show, this show. And I would be proud to say that this show has been running for 7 years consistently. We average anywhere between the first few years, like 3 or 4 or 5 years, we ran almost 50 shows a year, 49, 50 shows a year. We've cut it down now. We're actually averaging about somewhere around 40 to 45 shows a year. But still, for 7 years, we've had Let's Talk Shop with Russ. So, but my influence came from Brian. He let me on his show, and he gave me the inspiration to start this, and I took it and ran with it, and we've been doing it ever since. So I would just like to say thank you, Brian, for the invitation on your show and getting me motivated and getting me started.
Well, I tell you what, you've been doing this for a long time, and you stuck with it, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, real quick, I was looking through old videos of the show and stuff. Who on the panel tonight was on your first show?
On my first show?
Yes.
Probably Chris.
That was Steve Good.
I think so.
No, I mean, who was on? Somebody's on the panel tonight that was like on one of your first shows.
It want to be Chris.
Brian.
No, it was Brian.
Wasn't Brian.
Then Chris.
Yep, Chris.
It had to be Chris. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chris
I didn't think I was in the first. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the first person that was on, the first actual person on my show which would have been the third show that I did. The first 2 shows were me, would have been Steve Good. Go back and look. That would have been the first person.
Aussie Man said it's easy. It was Russ.
It was
All right, so enough about this, and I appreciate, once again, Brian being here, but enough about this. We need to get over to Kevin. Kevin is here tonight. He's our guest that we've invited him to grilling, to pick his brain, find out everything that we need to know about woodworking. And it's Kevin Johnson. I just found that out tonight. I knew it was Kevin, and he does KevBot Workshop over on YouTube. So I hope one of y'all will put, Al, you're the best of the best. So if you'll put his link so everybody can see it in the chat.
I've already put it in there about 5 times.
Yeah.
Well, Brenda is better than Al, so Brenda, you do it. See how they do me, Kevin? There's no respect whatsoever. There's no respect.
You got to earn it.
So,
Well, I thought that was
so
pretty
anyway,
respectful.
but and actually, I would like to say thank you, Jim. Jim stumbled across Kevin and brought him to my attention and actually set this up. So, thank you very, very, very much for being here, Kevin.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
How'd you come up with KevBot?
Well, actually, KevBot, I've had a couple of nicknames growing up, and a group of people gave me the nickname KevBot. It actually comes from a movie, Hot Rod, starring Andy Samberg, where his brother's name is Kevin, and they call him KevBot, and that's just how it was. And so when trying to think of a YouTube channel, it's what I came up with. So
it's pretty cool. I like it. And I like your little robot insignia, which I used on the tab for this. That's pretty cool. So, a lot of the nicknames that I got through the years were, never mind. Anyway, I'm usually allowed some of the first questions and I always ask this to all the people that are on the show. What got you into woodworking?
Oh, wow. So when I was younger, I was in the Cub Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, that kind of stuff. I never actually got into the Boy Scouts. And so was my brother. And my brother was coming home with all these things that he was able to make and all this kind of stuff. And I always thought it was super cool. So that's why I joined the Cub Scouts. But we didn't actually get to make all that kind of stuff. So I've always kind of been really wanting to make things and all that. And so in college, I was an art major for most of my career in college. And we took a couple of different 3D classes in which we have to sculpt and all that kind of stuff. And the medium that really jumped out to me was wood. And from there, I ran into, different people online that, I just got kind of hooked to their videos, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Cool. So, but when you started your workshop, how many tools did you have? That's what so you laugh. So you obviously started having to build the big workshop when you got this idea to start the YouTube thing too.
Right. I think I had three main tools. I had a circular saw, a router, and a lunchbox planer. Those were like the three go-to pieces that I used.
Yeah. That's starting off pretty bare. That's starting off pretty bare. What were some of your first projects when you started producing them?
For YouTube or just in general with woodworking?
Just in general with woodworking.
Well, the very first thing I ever made out of wood was a 4-foot tall Hershey bar that I carved. It was for one of the art projects I had to do, and I carved it using a router. It was made out of MDF, so I probably breathed in a lot of that MDF sawdust. That wasn't too good. But yeah, that was like one of the first things I did, and I think that's where it kind of I started connecting with it a lot.
Cool. I know what you mean because I get criticized. I've gotten criticized on some of my videos to the point that I don't even show usually my face in the videos. I grew up in a generation. My father was born in 1893. And so therefore, they did not know what dust mask and goggles and anything else was. So I have to physically tell myself when I go into the shop and I'm going to cut something to put a mask on or put goggles on, because it's just so much that I've worked jobs before because I was a firefighter paramedic in my real job, but I had a construction company. But I worked jobs before where I went in and started sanding drywall and come out, and I look at myself in the mirror and there would be white all over my mustache because I wasn't wearing a mask. So,
hey, Russ, Brian wants back in.
Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know that. So I know what you mean. So that's generally what you say, and it's a struggle to remember to put on the protect.
Yeah, as of right now, it's just kind of second nature for me. And I'm up in the Midwest right now. If I'm in my shop right now, that face mask is keeping me warm too. So the face mask and ear protection is it's keeping me warm. So I do it all the time now.
Yeah. And trust me, I'm not advocating that protection in your shop is wrong. I'm just saying I grew up in a generation that did not use it, and it's different for me to try to use it compared to the newer generation, which grew up using it. So I have to remind myself where you kind of like go out in the shop and start to cut something, you immediately put your mask on. So, yeah. So from the panel, do we, or is anybody seen any questions out in the chat?
Oh yeah, we've got a few. That hinge we were talking about on your desk, we see before we came in.
Oh, I knew that was
You know,
coming
just
up.
you know what, Kev, just start talking about that.
Sure.
That'll take up a half an hour.
I can absolutely talk about that. So that hinge, I will not sit here and claim credit for that maneuver, that hinge, that all that. It's been on the internet for a couple of years now. You can run into it in like old Reddit posts and all that kind of stuff. But it's starting to get a little more popular on YouTube as people are making videos. There's some people who have put them out, like Johnny Builds is one of the bigger guys that's done it. And from what I've seen was that, you know, it's a kinetic moving door that really looks like it's doing a lot more than it's actually doing. And a lot of people have made it out of metal. And so my thought was, how can I do this out of wood and still make it function as much as possible? Now I'm seeing, you know, after I've done it, that metal makes a lot more sense because you're able to, you know, weld bearings to other metal and all that kind of stuff to keep the movement and keep it nice and solid so that nothing's cracking off or anything like that. But it's based on 3 different pivot points. You have 2 on your one side of your hinge or whatever, and then 1 in the middle. And from there you have hinges so that your door can move. It'd be a lot better if I had a visual to show it, but yeah, that kind of covers it.
Right. Well, I can screen share in a little bit, and I probably will get to the point where I screen share and put up that video, because you have one video that actually shows you doing the door and walking through some of the steps. And if people are interested, I'd like to show that one too. But yeah, with metal, I can see where it would be a lot easier because, you know, there's no inconsistencies. With wood, I noticed you said when you tried to do it the one time, you said you had to camfer some of the edges to allow room and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but still, the fact that you were able to, and I think what the second thing was amazing about that video is you didn't do it out of one piece of wood. You actually did a mosaic of several and put the pieces all together to make that. That's pretty outstanding, my friend.
Yeah, that was just kind of, you know, how can I make these, because, you know, the kinetic side is on one side of my desk. It's not on the other side, but how can I make these work together and still be different at the same time? So that mosaic pattern was really, you know, tying both sides in a design wise. So. Right.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I think that one of your most technical builds that you've done?
I would say so. I mean, it really depends on what you stand by technical. I've done some stuff like last year I built a wooden shell for a Game Boy, and so I had to do a little bit of soldering, that kind of stuff. And I'm not an electronics guy, so there's a little bit of that. And then everything else I've done has just kind of been like classic finer woodworking styles.
Yeah. Well, you're talented, my friend. You're surely talented. Yeah, and like I said, by the time Jim told me about you and we were coming on the show, I've had kind of a busy week, so I wasn't able to go through. A lot of times I like to go through the person that's coming on the show's videos and look at some of the stuff they've done. So unfortunately, I watched the desk one. That intrigued me big time. So any more questions out there?
I've got one for you, Kevin. When you were in school, did you do video stuff in school too? Because your videos are laid out pretty well. They flow real nice.
Yeah, they
look
are
real nice.
Sure. Yeah. In school, I never actually majored in video, but I did take some video classes because it's something I really was interested in. I was really interested in just YouTube in general. I always thought it would be cool to make some like sketches or some comedy, but you know, making these YouTube videos, I've learned really quickly that I am not an actor at all. So I'm glad I didn't go that way. But actually, just recently, I just left a position. I've been doing video for the past 5 years, doing wedding videography. And so that's where my technical skills and all that, you know, kind of show that off a little bit in my videos.
just to let people know that are out there, we are monitoring. I haven't seen a whole lot of people watching this over on Facebook, but we are watching, and the chat is working if you're on Facebook and you want to say hi to us. So just to let all y'all know out there. Any other questions?
Did you enjoy making the? I'm sort of a techie guy, so I like the Game Boy that you made, or was it too frustrating because it was a smaller project?
No, I actually really enjoyed it. I actually have it right here. I pulled it out for you guys, so if anybody wanted to see. So, you know,
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that looks, that's some nice wood.
I know, that is sweet, ain't it?
That is nice.
And yeah, I specifically picked out some nice curly walnut for that. I really actually enjoyed that a lot, and I would love to make, not specifically Game Boys or electronics themselves, but I would like to make things that aren't typically made out of wood and start, you know, making them out of wood to see if I can, you know, make things like that. But I do plan, hopefully this year, to do another Game Boy, but a different version, and, you know, try again, do something else, you know.
Cool.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to steal your design on the stools.
That's quite all right.
Those bar stools are nice.
Yeah,
like
they
the
are.
door. I'll take the door.
Those bar stools those bar stools are just getting beaten up in my garage. I sit on them, I stand on them, I move them around, all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure some people would be upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a way to put some electronics on that door and make it open by itself
Yeah, there you
remotely,
go.
but
There you go.
Oh,
would be
absolutely.
that would be a little tough.
Of course you are.
You could. I'm sure you could do it, but I mean, that at that point you're just making a transformer. So
See, I was a little
Yeah.
disappointed, KevBot. You said you didn't do any electronics because with KevBot, that kind of
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be doing that a lot more.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm just, you know, I'm not an electrical engineer or anything like that. I could maybe get into it, but that's, you know, I'm already doing one expensive hobby. Let's add another couple to it. Why not?
It's gotten really easy, and it's not as expensive as what you would think.
Sure.
I'm a big fan of plug and
Brian,
play
I think
myself.
he's getting
Yeah.
booted, so I'm not sure why he keeps getting booted. It has to be something on his end because we're not having any problems.
Kevin, you should look into the Arduinos, man.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely like to Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, all that kind of stuff to, you know, try some different stuff. And I hope to do some stuff like that in the future.
I love Raspberry Pi with ice cream. Oh man, that's so fantastic. Oh, you're not talking about. Oh, I understand.
No.
Oh, I
We're
didn't
talking
say I
about
wasn't talking about that.
different type of chocolate chips.
Yeah, that's the Raspberry Pi 4 that he's talking about.
Yeah. Lady Frenzy Wicked Truth has joined us over on Twitch, and I think she was also here. Yeah, she was out there on YouTube also. So,
Well,
Brian,
she asked
if you're
the
out there
question. She
Oh,
asked
she
the
did?
question, but I don't understand it. Maybe Kevin
Please
will.
don't.
You don't want me to
all
read
right,
it?
ask-
Because I don't understand it.
well, ask it. Go ahead.
Okay. She said, she's asking Kevin, have you ever shoved a logo in your rose or
Lego.
or a Lego in your? I thought it said logo. Okay, in your nose or ear, or your friends.
I have not done any of that.
And she also says that she's in a silly kid mood. Now, I know Lady Frenzy Wicked Truth, and that's Lady Frenzy Wicked Truth.
That's why I
Should
say
have
I
done that?
don't understand the question.
Yeah, I'm a full-grown adult. Why the hell would you shove a Lego up your nose or your ear,
Frenzy, behave, Frenzy.
or even up the other place that people don't talk
Oh my
about?
God, let's not go there.
You know,
Please.
maybe I did that when I was a kid. I might be a
Please
little
don't
bit
encourage
smarter
her.
if I didn't, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
was gonna
sure.
say. I do know one thing: if you ever step on one with bare feet, you will not forget it.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Yeah, my kids had some Legos, and I was like, if y'all leave them damn things on the floor again, everyone in the house will get thrown in the cold.
One will
Right.
survive though, and it'll find your foot for sure.
Yeah.
My nephews are past that age, but even when they were of that age, they weren't allowed in my house. No
Yeah.
Legos.
Oh, they're terrible. They're terrible.
If they wanted to make something, let's go to the shop and do real making.
She says I'm in a silly kind of mood tonight, so
Yes,
that's
she is.
obvious.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
I got a good one. Somebody posted this out there, but it's not actually a question, but they mentioned something about pallets. Have you ever done anything with pallets, like pallet wood, taking pallets apart and use the wood?
Actually, no. But with the current job I have right now, they get rid of a lot of pallets, and I see them all the time. And I'm always assessing the type of wood that are in the pallets. And recently, they just threw away a bunch of pallets that were all hardwood. So I salvaged a bunch, and it was mainly all red oak. And I'm not a huge fan, but I still grabbed it anyways. And I brought it back home. Some of them were like 4x4s. They were pretty thick.
Wow.
And I got a couple pieces of cherry, but yeah, I do plan on doing something with those in the future. Not sure what I'm going to be doing with them yet. So they'll.
You ever
take up
watch
some space.
Jackman? Was it Jackman Works?
Jackman? Yeah, absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
He's the pallet guy. Everybody loves him for that. So.
He's the pallet king. That's for dang sure.
Mhm.
And once you start building with pallets, it gets addicting too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does.
Well, he made a pallet out of nice wood. If anybody's seen that one, nice wood and resin, of course, because everybody has to use resin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good
All
egg.
right.
I've had a few beers with him.
So to take a little, see if we can find some more questions for him real quick,
Hey,
because
While Russ is looking, I found you looking for cabinets, like storage cabinets, because my wife wanted to buy a mechanics, like roll around cabinet to put thread and stuff in for that monster back behind me. But how's that cabinet holding up? You just made it 4 months ago, right? Or that's when you posted the video? Yeah.
Holding up great. I filled all the drawers already, so looks like I need to make another one. But no, actually, it holds all the tools I need right now, or I have. And it's really great, and a lot of people really love that one, and I was not expecting that. So that really helped out the YouTube channel, and also YouTube's algorithms took a hold of that one and ran with it for a little bit. So that was really nice. But yeah, it's really great. I'm working on plans for those. So, they probably should have been out by now, but I'm kind of lazy and I just haven't gotten around to finishing them up. So looking to get some plans for those made up.
all right, give me 1 second, because I know he doesn't know how to do this, but we're going to go over
You talking
and
about Paul again?
no, yeah, Paul. Yeah,
Try again the
You gonna share
showdown
your
again.
screen?
we're going to go over here. I'm going to share my screen.
Thanks, Al.
And we're going to go over here and share his YouTube page. And we're actually going to go to the kinetic door. And this is his video. He made a desk, and I'll show you the desk in just a few minutes. But this is the kinetic door that he you say you found it from somebody else and you just copied it. So
so to speak. Somebody found it from another person. It's just kind of snowballed. It's been all over the internet. I don't know who's the originator of this specific type of door, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. All right. So this is the kinetic door, and we'll just go through that. We're not going to have audio, obviously, but we'll just show that how this kinetic door. That's the desk. And I tell you, that desk is awesome, dude. Yeah, that desk is awesome. Look at this. Yeah, that's badass.
Jeez.
Huh,
Yeah.
That's neat.
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Open it. Come on. Let's see you open it. Come on.
I think I just start diving right into talking about it, so you may not hear a lot more about it, about the movement.
Well, he just goes through. I'm going to skip through a lot on the video just to show people, but he goes through how he designed it, cut out the pieces.
Oh no, there's a bearing there. Oh.
Yeah. No, it was really sweet. This is, and I will tell you, I watch a lot of videos, and I watch videos for people being on my show just to prepare for them. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch as many of your videos this week because I was really busy. But this one, when it intrigued me, I watched this whole damn video. I was like, that's the first whole video I've watched of any woodworker in years. So you did get that part out of me today. You were like, I was like, yeah, I watched that whole damn thing. That's cool.
Good. I got to keep doing it then.
Yes.
Did you make your mallet?
I did make that mallet. Yes.
That's a nice mallet.
And I intrigued me. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've abused that mallet. It has like been crushed 10,000 times by hitting everything with it. So,
yeah, this kind of intrigued me as to how many hand tools you actually use to make a lot of these pieces.
It's a mixture. I would not say I'm a hand tool type of guy. I don't use a lot of planes or anything like that. I use whatever is kind of makes sense for me. There's a lot of people who have a lot of success using only hand tools.
Well, like you cut this with why didn't you cut that with a table saw? I mean,
it was just, more precision cuts, and I use the painter's tape and glue trick a lot. And so I try to do things as safe as possible and not ruin my pieces. I don't want to cut off my fingers, all that kind of stuff. So
I like how you interject those little videos like you just did there.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
your video and your artistry on your video making, that was on this video. I haven't watched all your videos, and I think you've probably done it before, but on this video, it added to the video very, very well. It was very well put together.
Thank you.
Yeah, using a flush, that's a very smart idea, using that flush router trim.
Would you rather do the wood projects than the editing?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing about, anybody who's doing YouTube and woodworking, all that kind of stuff. At what point are we spending too much time on the video and not doing the thing you love, which is all the woodworking and all that kind of stuff. So, but especially the editing part, when I did have a job as a full-time editor, it was tough for me to come home and then work on another editing project, which was my YouTube videos. So that's why a lot of those things were coming out later and stuff like that. So now that I don't do it full-time, I think I might see my videos come out a little faster.
What he's doing
helps.
here, from what when I watched the video today, he's describing he's getting a little bit of binding, and he's going to have to camfer some of the edges that he didn't really realize he needed to camfer. But pretty cool.
So this video was just kind of an offcut of my original video. Like, all the information for the door was in my original desk video. What I wanted to put out for this video was, specifically the door. If you only cared about the door, didn't care much about the rest of the desk, you could at least get that information from the kinetic door. But you can get that same information from the full desk video as well.
Now, this is the video of the desk.
Yep.
In its entirety, and the look at he created those mosaics out of the different pieces of what wood was that?
It's oak. All of it's white oak. White oak and white oak plywood.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just fantastic. What I thought was not only great about the video and the desk and everything, but was your and is that in the other video where you did for the cables and everything?
No, that's this video. That's this video.
Okay. So what I thought was intriguing was not what he only did for putting all the stuff together. I mean, he used a lot of metal in this and different things. Made his own drawers. I mean, pretty cool.
Where do you get your wood at down here?
Actually, there's a place in what town is it?
It's not Schroeder.
No, I actually go out to like Carroll Stream. There's Great Spirit Hardwoods or whatever's out there. I'm not sure.
All right, this is where I wanted to point out. This is where he came to the part where he added and he's getting ready to add the top, and what he did in order to prepare for the top to make room for all the cords and stuff. And I found this intriguing. You took the box on the left and the box on the right, cut a hole through it, and then made a what do you want to call it? A frame or
cut
whatever
through or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But you made this little thing to separate the top from those boxes, which I thought when you first done it, I thought like, well, this is not going to turn out very well. I thought that would look like, I thought it was going to look stupid like this. I'm looking at that going like, that ain't going to look that great, dude. I don't know why you're doing that. But when I watched the end of the video, I'm like, holy crap, it looks good.
Yeah, I had actually gotten a shout out from Chris Salamone on this video, and he was talking about how I made this desk specifically for myself. I wanted to make sure that I had cord management was really important for me because I run 2 monitors that have drives running to them. There's just way too many cords for me, and so making this kind of cut through and using this management on the underside really helps it. So now I have like 2 cords running out the back, and that's just power cords. So
right now, this is the top, correct?
This is the underside of the top. Yes.
Yeah, the underside of the top. You have gone so far that you cut a channel for the cords to run in the back of the underside of the top.
Correct.
That's awesome. That is just, when I saw this,
And built a cover for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to show that. That's taking it to the next level when you do something like this. That's getting to the point that you're looking for perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is the channel that he can come from. This, if y'all can see, is my mouse on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a channel where he can come out of here or down in this channel to the other side or wherever he needs to go. And we'll continue to watch this for issues. He actually built a cover for this, and those are little magnets that he put in there to.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said when I saw this, I was look at this. He's actually made a cover for it.
Damn.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yes, it is.
That is really cool. So he can put the stuff in there, and he shows how he did the finish. With the finish on it, I agree. You did a real good job on that finish. It looks beautiful.
I'm very happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he shows. I'll go ahead and show all this. He shows how he puts it together.
It's very heavy. I don't know how I did all that. So
It looks very heavy.
How'd you get Marty in there?
Yeah.
Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Marty McFly. Yeah, we'll just show how he puts it together here.
Woo.
Yeah, look, he's got that all set up where his cords run down through. And look, he can pull this off and put the cords up in there.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really great idea. Actually.
It is. That's nice. That's nice.
Damn.
And look at that top. Even though that's white oak, that is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is beautiful.
I've come to learn or to love the white oak, the actual white oak, but the plywood sides, I'm not a huge fan. So I might like go back and put that mosaic pattern on the sides as well.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's it. I'm selling all my crap.
Yeah, that is very nice.
So you used aqua, what was it? Aqua coat?
The aqua coat, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen it before.
Do you know anything about it?
No.
So
that's what I'm leading into, so you can tell us.
Yeah, aqua coat. Not a new thing. I've seen other people use it. I think April Wilkerson was the first person to tell me about it, and it's really just a grain filler. So it's a clear grain filler. You can get colored ones. You can color it yourself if you wanted to. And since white oak is very porous, you flood the surface with this aqua coat, and then once it's in there, you can sand it off, and you have a much smoother top. So if you're running your hand over the top before you put your finish, you're going to feel all those pores, and that's what the aqua coat does, is to fill all those up.
Red oak's the same way.
Sure.
Red oak's very porous. Yeah. So, you have to do something. I have never used that product. Usually, what I will do is apply in the old days, it used to be sanding season.
Sure.
Yeah.
They don't even make sanding, or if they do, you can very seldom find it. What they recommend on a lot of your varnishes is to mix it or thin it with some mineral spirits and put a coat or two of that on first, which will actually cause the bonding process, and then put the thicker coat over the top. But it takes several coats of a varnish or, to cover up that coarse stuff on the, like you were talking about, of the grain. So I like this idea of what you did. I've never heard of that product myself. So
it's really good. It's lasts a long time. I've used it on a couple. I have behind me. I made this coffee table as well. I did that. Did aqua coat on that as well to make it nice and smooth. It's almost like it's got like this one has armor seal on top of it, and it's like a glass finish type thing. Really smooth.
Leonard Davis wants to know: has anyone ever called you a genius, or is he the first?
You might want to take that back, Leonard. Just saying. I'll show you my grades from high school or something.
And remember, guys, if y'all see questions out there, don't feel free to interrupt me and say, "Hey, there's a question, Russ." So,
How long has he been? How long has he been in woodworking?
How long have you been doing woodworking?
Like truly woodworking, maybe like 4 years. I did like my first like woodworking project with like hardwoods that I like wanted to do in 2015. That year I made a canoe paddle for somebody, and that was because Nick Offerman was showing people how to make canoe paddles, and so that's what I went with. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, it looks like you've got a rigid jointer.
I do, yes.
Yeah, how do you like it? That's the same one I've got.
For the price, that thing's amazing. I can't argue with that at all. It's fantastic. I love it. I feel that rigid just doesn't get enough love as much. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So if anybody's from Rigid out there and you want to sponsor me,
Rigid tools are some damn good tools compared. They're up there with DeWalt and some of the other.
Yes, I believe. And you kind of you don't have to pay the price of DeWalt, so that's why I go with Rigid a lot. Yeah.
And it's hard.
I've got several Rigid tools in my shop. A Frenzy Wicked Truth wants to know, what is KevBot's pet peeve?
Pet peeve? Are we talking about in the shop, or are we just talking?
I'll say the shop. Let's just go with the shop. Yeah.
Oh, in the shop. I don't know. I feel like my own pet peeve is just myself, taking out every single tool, using it once, then leaving it on my bench. And then, the bench is just cluttered after 2 minutes. And can't find my pencil, can't find my tape measure, all that. I'll go with that.
So do you like to organize everything?
So in other words, after every project, you put the stuff back where it's supposed to go?
Absolutely. After every project, I have to do like a thorough cleaning as much as possible.
Yeah, right.
As much as possible. And
That's
then,
just wrong.
How do you find anything if you do that, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like the tool to be right where I left it.
but then it crawls away. You never know where it is.
I got so much crap out there after that project. It takes me a day to clean my shop afterwards because the crap's all over the place.
You can do it in a day.
I don't put stuff back. I lay this over here, because I'm throwing things around in my shop as I'm doing the project. Yeah, I literally, if I were to do a project tomorrow, I would spend, and let's say it took 3 days. The fourth day would be me going out there and put everything back and cleaning the shop. Because
me it's like just the opposite. That I spend 1 day making the project, and the next 2 weeks trying to find where to put all this stuff.
Yeah.
I found a grandchild a week later. I had so much shit.
I do streams of my cleanups. Let's put it that way. I clean stuff up.
All right, we're running. We're 8:50 here. We usually try to cut it off at 9 or so. Oh, we went later. Trust me.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Kev, since we're so close to each other, 5 degrees out and 2 feet of snow. Do you get out in the shop and try to put any finish on anything
during the
your
winter?
garage? Yeah.
No.
You don't even try it, or
no, I don't even try. Or what I do is maybe like if I need it for a video or something like that, I might put a coat on there and then immediately bring it inside. Like it was only in the shop just to get the shot that I needed.
Okay,
And then I immediately bring it inside.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. And a lot of the times I'll even bring the piece inside and let it heat up in the house first, and then bring it outside for that shot and bring it right back in.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can screen share and show what video of yours, other than I showed the desk video, what video of yours would you like, you yourself like other people to see for the show tonight? And I'll go through and see if I can find it.
I mean, I'd have to go with my tool organizer. I mean, it's got the most traction on it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me see if I can find it here.
Again, the O word, organization, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
So that recipe, while he's doing that recipe box was for who?
That was for Mrs. Ruby over on Twitch. She streams 3 days a week.
That was cool.
She asked me if I can make her a recipe box, and absolutely, I'll make you a recipe box, and I'll turn it into a video as well.
All right, help me here. Where's it at?
It's that one at the top tool storage. It's the third one in.
Oh, this
Blue
one?
Yes.
The
Okay.
KevBot blue one?
Yep, the KevBot blue one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Now this one I did not see. So
This one, if you're a fan of those cutaway scenes and stuff like that, this is where I really had some fun with it.
Ooh,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched that one. That one's a good one.
that is a
Yeah,
nice.
my wife wants that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Except a lot of thinner, like your first 3 drawers.
We don't want to see this
More
guy
of
in the
those.
beginning. We just want to see the woodworking.
No intro. Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks so
Now,
nice. It almost looks like metal.
What is this?
Yeah, it
What
does.
is this? 3/4 inch?
That's
plywood?
3/4 inch ply. So from that, I made a lot of it out of 3/4 inch. But for the plans that I'm putting out for people, I learned from that, and I'm cutting away a lot of it so that they can have lighter things, a lot cheaper things as well. So I'll be for the actual plans of it, there might be a little more 1/2 inch ply than there is 3/4
Yeah.
inch.
3/4
Right.
ply is heavy.
Yeah, pretty heavy
It's
stuff,
heavy,
but
it's
sturdy.
nice to work with.
Oh yeah, certainly sturdy. No
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt.
What did
Yeah.
that cabinet wind up costing you?
I don't know. I never added up. It actually, I think I was lucky enough to get all that wood for it before, COVID prices hit all your
Yeah.
big box stores. So it wasn't as bad. It is a couple $100 though,
Is that a
That's not
Ryobi
bad.
brad nailer right there?
It is. There are a couple of things in my shop I have as Ryobi. And I actually am not a big fan of all their pieces, but that brad nailer has actually had no problems with me. So I'm not complaining about that one.
That's
All
a
right,
great
so
tool. I love
I
it.
beg to differ with you about the Ryobi projects because I have several things that I bought of them, testing them out because I had actually been asked by Ryobi to do some videos on their projects, and I told him I wouldn't do it as of right now because I hadn't used their projects. So I myself went out and bought some of the tools like a drill and this and that and the other.
Mhm.
And I want to tell you, I am impressed. And you're right. Chris Hearn here on the show owns one of these, and he got one, and he's the one that caused me to buy one.
Mhm.
And this brad nailer is awesome.
It's fantastic. There's no problem. The only problem I have with specific Ryobi stuff is just their batteries are pretty bad.
Yeah, the
I bet-
batteries
yeah.
I have noticed, but if you get the bigger 3 or 5 amp batteries, they last better.
Sure. Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
the rigid one of those is really expensive. I looked into buying one.
And that's why I
Yeah,
didn't get it
you
because
have
it was
to
Yeah,
buy-
yeah.
You can't take their original battery that come with the product because those are crap. You have to boost up and get the bigger, better batteries. But when you do, you'll find out they work a lot better and last a lot longer.
Oh, hey, there was one other question. I just saw something flash past there. You do your stuff in SketchUp?
I do my stuff in SketchUp. I just downloaded Fusion, and I thought about using that
Good luck.
for my, it's going to be a lot more learning. At some point I'll get into that. So
It is.
we'll see.
You should get to
Well,
it.
you can see the mock-up right here in the video where he did the fusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing I was talking about is videos. It's like he overlays cool stuff like that, and
Oh, wow.
jumps in and out to Jim Carrey whenever it's appropriate. But yeah, it just looked like you had video background.
Now, this is actually your 2-car garage?
This is in my parents' 2-car garage, actually. So that's where it is right now. One day when I get with the dream shop, if I could do 3-car, I'll go for it. But all I just want is heat and air conditioning. If I could get those 2 things, I'll be happy.
Hey, I love this table saw. My wife bought this rigid table saw because I was using a Craftsman. I was from construction, okay? So therefore, I didn't have a lot of. My table saw was a portable Craftsman from years ago, so it was designed to rip a 2x4 if you're building a house or something like that. And it crapped out, and I told my wife I need a new table saw. She knew about crap, and I talked about ridges and stuff to her. And bless her heart, she bought me one of these for Christmas. And I got news for you. That's a damn good table saw.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The only thing I did was add a Biesmeyer fence to it.
It does need a new fence. That is the one downfall of that table saw.
Yeah, the fence is crap on it. Yeah, the fence is crap. So I added that Biesmeyer fence, and I'm going to tell you, that made that thing all the difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So here he's going along building this. Oh, what do we got here?
Oh, toys. Toys.
Oh, drawer slides.
Yep.
Sliders.
Buying them in bulk.
Yep, that's a ton of drawer slides right there, buddy.
Are those slow?
What does buy in bulk cost you?
Buying them in bulk was much better because at the store.
You said it was like $6 something a piece.
$6 a piece. I want to say, I can't remember the exact price on them, but if you get them from the store, you're buying them at $10-12, depending on if you want soft close or not. That might be running you $20 a piece. And
are those soft close?
They are not
just regular. Okay.
No, they're just regular, and I have no problems with them. So, somebody, if they want to really make an expensive drawer, they can definitely do that. So,
Kevin,
oh, you like
are you a member of the rigid table saw group?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Are you a member of the rigid table saw group?
The rigid table saw? Yeah, it's a rigid table saw. Or on Facebook? I'm not.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, I'm not part.
So you're an advocate of these Torx head screws?
Well, they actually had gotten sent to me. A buddy of mine works with SPACs, and they had sent it over to me and said, "Hey, would you like to use these in a project?" Wasn't like a paid sponsorship or anything like that. And I said, "Sure, I'll take some." That saved me a cost on not having to buy screws. So, and they worked out great, and I really like them actually.
I built something a while back and decided to try some of them. It was actually about a year ago or last year sometime, and actually I was impressed with them. The driver, they don't strip. Phillips, sometimes if you get into a bind where you're putting a lot of pressure on it, can actually strip. These things don't strip the head. I mean, these things go in. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was impressed with them. And we're getting him painting it, and oh my God.
That's his color paint. That's it.
That's the KevBot Blue. I don't know. It's something. I don't know if it's Sherwin Williams or something like that.
I like that story stick thing that you made to measure the width of the drawers. That's what I'm going through your videos and stuff, and I just see one little trick after another.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
that's a cool trick after another with you.
I guess that's what the whole community is about. Everybody in the woodworking community is like, let's give everybody let's make it easier on everybody. Give everybody all the tips and tricks we can.
That's nice. That's really a nice storage cabinet. Wow. Yeah. That looks good, my friend.
It's a lot more full now. So from what you're seeing here,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Very good job, my friend. Very good job. Yeah, that looks great. How many? Oh, so hold on. Let's count these. So how many drawers you got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3 is what? 18 drawers.
18 drawers. Yep.
God, math on the weekend. God.
Look at Russell, math on the fly.
That's right, man. That's quality. It's quality showmanship.
Yeah. What? My math?
Yeah.
I didn't even take his shoes off.
So I
my
wonder
math
how
is
many.
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. I can add 1 and 1. It makes 3.
So I wonder.
Good at that.
I wonder how many handles that is then.
Well, if it's 18 drawers, it's got to be at least 36 handles.
Right, yes,
Handle
exactly.
for pulling it and a handle for pushing it, right?
Yeah, the one on the inside to pull it shut, and then the one on the outside.
No, 2 each, a push and a pull.
We have we can run past 9 o'clock. Are you willing, Kevin?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Everybody here going to want to stay just a little bit longer?
Sure.
Because I would really
Yeah,
like
I'm
to
good.
see another one of his videos. Really, I'm very impressed. I've been
I'm
doing
good.
videos
Fill the
too.
beer fridge.
The one that he showed how he laid out the video game is a good one, and
Okay,
the one that
well,
he
let's
did
let
the
him
recipe box is really good too.
Well, yeah, but let's let him pick. What?
No,
other
we can't do that. What's wrong
Oh
with
no,
you?
I'll let Jim pick. Absolutely. It's all about
Well, I
the
don't
viewer
get-
experience.
You don't understand. Jim don't mean crap. You're the one. Jim knows I'm just. Which one would you like to see, Jim?
How
Video
about the
game?
video game? Yeah,
All right.
because that's got a lot of carving type stuff in
The
it.
wooden Game Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find the wooden Game Boy. Is it down in the list?
Uh,
Walnut wooden Game Boy.
yeah.
I found it.
All right.
We're also reminded not to forget the shop confession tonight.
That's right.
We
Yes.
won't. Just remind me because
have
we're
shop
watching
confession.
this. Yeah, we're watching this video. All right, let me share one more. I hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube for sharing all these videos on my. YouTube can balk me for showing your videos on my live stream.
Russ,
even
the
with
only
my
thing-
permission.
The only
Yeah.
thing that you'll have a problem with is the Screen Actors Guild with all those, celebrity appearances.
Mm-hmm.
I see you hogging that out. Would you ever think of buying a CNC, or would you rather stay with the hand tools?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I'm ready to hang up my, stop calling myself a woodworker and get myself a CNC, right?
No. You become a
Oh
digital
my
woodworker.
God!
You're still a woodworker. You become a digital woodworker.
No, yes, absolutely. A CNC is definitely on the list. I probably won't see it for another few years. Could be 3, 4, 5 years until I get one. So
That's going
All
over
right,
to the
so
dark side.
This is how he made a wooden Game Boy.
this is, beginning is just a little more entertainment. is what I'm
Well, I
trying to
know,
do
but
here.
I've never seen this, so I'm
Sure.
kind of interested. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, he's on the Game Boy.
I know, he's got himself on the
Celebrity
Game Boy.
status.
Yeah, your
was
video
cool.
editing actually is quite impressive, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you.
And who says you don't know about electronics? Check it out, man. You were soldering.
I was basically following a tutorial the whole time, so
Works for me. You don't have to tell us.
it was more of like the carving the wood is what people needed to see and all that kind
So
of
the
stuff.
Game Boy is actually the Game Boy. No, you're taking the Game Boy apart.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So it's just making a full shell of the game. So
Holy! I thought you just put the Game Boy inside wood. No, you took this damn thing apart and put it. Well, oh wow, that's impressive. I wouldn't have tried that.
See, if I did that, that's just scrap plastic now. I never get it back together.
Yeah,
it's actually a lot easier than you think it is. Well, maybe not making the shell, but
no,
Well,
but
I'd
it's
be better
impressive.
making a shell than we'd be putting it back together.
I thought
Sure.
you put the shell inside of a wood, but now I actually see you're making the shell out.
absolutely, yes.
Wow. This is impressive. All right, we're kind of running a little
That's
bit.
a beautiful piece of wood too.
Absolutely,
it
yeah. It was scrap cut off from my local lumber store. So
Wow.
I think we've I think we've all forgot about looking in the chat to see if they have any questions. We're so tired.
Yeah. Any questions out there?
Yeah, any questions out there? And if we've missed your question, repeat it, because we're so tied up watching his damn videos that we
JJE in the chat wanted to know if you edge banded the plywood edges or just leave them raw.
I usually edge band always for plywood, depending on if it's being seen or not. So for the organizer, I definitely edge banded the top. I used
look at this.
birds.
He's using a damn coping saw to cut this stuff out.
That's an analog woodworker.
You don't understand. A lot of people don't even know what a damn coping saw is.
Right.
I do.
It's a manual scroll saw.
Yes, it is, basically.
I thought
I
it
was
was
not allowed to use the scroll saw until I could master the coping saw.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a mixed drink or something.
Yeah. I know that.
Give me one of those scroll saws over there. Or what is
One of those
Coping
coping
saw
saws.
on the rocks.
Maybe coping saw on the rocks with a little lemon.
Hold the line. Yeah.
crap?
That's a
This
good
thing-
drink name, too. That's interesting.
Look at that. Oh, Jim Carrey.
Yeah. See.
So Kevin, you bought a different screen for that one?
No, I didn't. That's actually the original screen, and I still need to replace it. It's a little scratched up, so you can buy them online. I'll just have to, get a nice one. So you can see it's a little marked up there.
Yeah, I thought you said something in the video about the one you had in your game wasn't backlit or something.
Oh, yes.
The one you bought for it was?
Yeah, the actual video display itself, the original game doesn't come backlit, and people have made newer ones with a backlit screen. So that's what I did.
No way. You actually made a template and bored all those damn holes.
I did, absolutely.
No way.
I don't have a CNC. What am I supposed to do?
Dude, you're too much.
And yeah, it's got a rechargeable battery built inside, and so you can hook it up with a USB now instead of using
That's nice.
AA batteries.
I don't know. I think he's getting up on there with what was it? Sean. What was his name that did all the Chinese artwork that he sent me? One of those, Sean Rubino.
Rubino, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting up there with that Sean Rubino kind of stuff with this. I had a
How
guy
many people who watched the video taking the Game Boy apart?
Yeah. I had a guy
And
on
not
here
be able to put it together.
Exactly.
Kevin, that did Chinese cherry blossom patterns.
Sure.
Hand carved and inlaid with a router.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Rubino. You look up his videos.
I think I've seen his stuff before.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
I
on
wanna
my
go
show.
there.
He actually, to me, was one of my best videos. We went for almost 2 hours that night on of him doing. I said, guys, this is going way over. And everybody goes, oh, keep it going. Even the audience was saying, keep it going. We're going to watch this. We almost a show for 2 hours that night.
Yeah, that was a great night.
Kevin, your router work is really good too. Did you?
Yeah, it is. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
And that's hand routed out.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's very scary. You have your piece of walnut. You don't want to ruin it, and you've gone so many hours into it. So,
Okay, he's getting into the electronic stuff.
Yep.
You don't need a CNC. You can do it by hand.
absolutely. What's the point?
Exactly.
All right, he's taking apart this. That would scare me if it would ever work again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
me
was
too.
very scared. Yeah.
Oh, small parts. I'd be losing shit left and right.
Yeah, no. My sentiments exactly.
I'd be
Oh, the
right
light
out and
works.
buying new Game Boys.
I keep hearing the Nintendo theme in my head for some reason.
And I tried to use some 8-bit music when making this video. So.
For the little holes for the screws in the corners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
It's pretty gnarly on the inside, but I have no idea. I never time myself around any of my projects unless it's
Give us an idea. All right, let's say 3 weeks, a week, or
I don't think this was too long. It was maybe 2 weeks.
2
Wow.
weeks. Okay.
And that's on my spare time. I don't do this full time or anything like that.
Right. But even at spare time, that's considerable. What you've done in 2 weeks is actually that's pretty quick, even in your spare time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Look at this. That's a 1/2-inch wide blade on a bandsaw.
Yeah.
It's the starter blade. I don't have anything else for it.
Yeah,
so.
it ain't supposed to be making those contours.
No, not at all.
If it was me, I would have left it on there because I don't know how to change it.
You don't want to change it. It's the worst thing I
Oh,
hate
he's
doing.
got
in the
his
shop.
Dremel in here and doing this little cutting and stuff. Oh, he had to break out the hacksaw blade.
Had
in the
to.
hand.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've done that so many
Brute.
times. It's pathetic.
Blunt force.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Oh, now he's getting into the shaping.
Mm-hmm.
I hear Pac-Man starting.
Waggle, 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 waggle. The damn.
Good imitation.
Hey, one of the tricks I wanted to bring up, I saw the sandpaper thing on the table. It reminded me of it. Is that when you made those chairs, the stools, you like stapled down 4 pieces of sandpaper on your tabletop.
Yep.
And just like rubbed the thing back and forth. That was a pretty cool.
All right, we're back into
trick.
the heavy electronics.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the last piece I had to put together because, all the electronics can sit inside, but you still have to be able to turn the thing on from the outside.
So that's an actual piece that you've made to turn the off and on.
Yeah, I had to modify the piece that was actually part of the original.
Let's go back here just a second. So,
Can you maximize that, Russ? Yeah.
you mean like this?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Even better.
Thank you.
Look at that. Oh, you just went overboard there.
Mhm.
Right. I give him an A+.
He has made this piece of wood to reach up there and fit the switch and turn it off and on.
That's amazing.
Level 10
yeah.
achieved.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Looks like a LR35 Game Boy chip, 8-bit.
Aussie Man says, time to get him back on the show, Russ.
Look at this. Isn't this? That is awesome, dude.
Boy,
That
it's
is
projects
awesome.
like that make you feel inadequate.
I know, isn't it? I'm thinking to myself, I got this damn laser and just learning how to use it, and I see.
And it works. It works. That was the most important thing.
Yes.
That is convenient.
That is like
That
overboard.
was amazing.
Kevin, what do you plan to do next?
Like that, or just in general?
Just your next project.
Actually, I have kind of a commission piece coming up, so I'm going to be making like a breakfast buffet for somebody. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Well,
I would have been starting on that, but it just got cold and too much snow. I couldn't go and make the measurements and all that kind of stuff. So,
I got you beat. I'm going to take my television and take it out of the case and build a walnut.
all right, yeah, I'd love to see it for sure. And if it catches on fire, it's not my fault.
I had a friend of mine that took a nice console TV. I mean, it was really nice. It was back in the day when they made some of those older TVs that were actually made out of wood and they're not particle board. And the TV went bad and he stripped the guts out of it and made an aquarium inside the TV.
Yeah, I know somebody made a TV with fire inside.
No, it was beautiful. I mean, you walk and see what you thought was a TV set, and it was actually an aquarium inside that, and it was beautiful. He made the top where he put it on hinges where you could actually open it. And what are you doing all this for?
I don't know, just messing around.
But no, he made the top where you could open it and feed the fish and everything. But it was a very beautiful, beautiful job that he did for a fish aquarium. So one of those things. All right. So yeah, we're getting down to 9:15. Yeah, we're getting down to the time. So
Come on, Father.
yeah. Do we want to watch? Do we want to go
Confession.
through one more video, or do we need to get off? Paul,
We still
Paul's
got to
usually-
get workshop confession.
Confession,
we
yeah.
still got to do that. So we do want to do one more video, or would he quit?
Boy, the
Video.
joints on that box look pretty good.
Everybody wants one more video. Raise your left hand. All right, so we're ready to. Oh, there's only two.
I saw right
So
hands
left
in there.
hand.
Yeah, that's your right hand, by the way.
Your
So
turn.
no, we'll go ahead and cut it out of here. We'll
No,
go
left
ahead
hand.
and,
Let's get him on here again.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
definitely.
Aussie Man's
Yeah,
gonna get his wish.
If you enjoyed this, Kevin, we would like to make an open invitation for you to
Yeah,
come
absolutely. For sure.
back. Yeah, and we'll go over some more of your videos because
I'll have to give you some more content then.
yeah, well, no,
absolutely.
Make
you've
it
given us
something
plenty
a
of
little
content
fancy,
just
will
watching
you?
the videos, but no, that's very. What I'm most impressed about is that it's kind of like, you take, and I'm not trying to demeanor what you know, but you take what you know, which might not be as much as a lot of people, but you turn that into some fantastic projects.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're not a 30 years person that is a woodworker all of his life and was went to all these classes and everything. You pretty well on the last minute said, "Hey, I like to do some woodworking," and boom, you've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's
Absolutely.
fantastic. Yeah, that just shows off your talent. Is what it does. It just shows
Sure.
off how talented you are.
And that's kind of what with my YouTube channel, I'm just trying to give it back to, I've learned from 100,000 people on YouTube. I'm just trying to give some of it back to everybody else who's out there trying to learn. So,
trust me, YouTube has become my friend. Anytime I need to fix something, I
Yeah.
consult YouTube.
absolutely.
I let my boats, and I'm not going into a long, big thing, but I let my boat sit a little too long, and I have a pretty nice boat. And when I went to fire it off, it didn't want to run. Come to find out, a lot of the injectors, I let this fuel sit in it too long. A lot of the injectors went bad as far as they weren't working. Out of 6 cylinders, 4 of the injectors wouldn't work. And so I had a guy come out and look at it, and he goes, "Oh, we'll have to send them off and get them cleaned." And he went through all this routine and everything. And I said, "Well, how much is it going to cost me?" He said, "Oh, you're looking at $600-800 a minimum.
Oh,
Get them all cleaned out." And I said, "Okay."
Ouch.
And I know, I'm not stupid. I know what an injector is, and I know what it does. And I went, they can't be that hard to clean.
Mm-hmm.
I went and started watching YouTube videos, and I just stumbled across this guy, and he had some carburetor cleaner and a 9-volt battery. And he goes, "This is how you can clean your injectors. You hook the 9-volt battery up with some gator clips, and you touch it. If the injector don't click open and closed, you squirt it with carburetor fluid, and you just keep on repeating the process." Me and my son stood out there for an hour and a half, cleaned all 4 injectors, put them back in the outboard motor, and turned the switch, and it fired off for the first time. And this guy just told me I needed to pay $600 or $800 to clean them. And I'm like, I did it with a can of carburetor cleaner, which was like $6, and a 9-volt battery. Yeah. So, yeah, YouTube's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to cut out here. All right, we do a thing called Woodshop Confessions. Woodshop Confessions is we want you to tell us something, and blood is a good part of this. If you got blood,
what are you the better?
More blood, more points.
I want you to tell us something. For instance, I'll give you the blood part. I was holding 2 boards, and I was going to put them together and nail them with that little Ryobi brad nailer. And the 2 parts were only 1 inch, and I forgot I had 1.5 inch brads. So as I was holding it in my hand, yeah, you can guess,
Shot it right in your finger.
shot it right in my finger. So blood is good. But anyway, what's something that you did in your shop, past or present, and after you did it, you went like, "Why the hell did I do that?"
Well, I don't have anything bloody for you guys. I do. I'm sorry. I do have one small kickback
outta
thing
here.
that happened. I fed through like a tree cookie into a lunchbox planer, and it shot back and hit me. No blood or anything like that.
Ouch.
But you know,
You put a whoa. Describe this now. That's
This was early on. I was trying to make a clock for somebody out of a tree cookie, and I was sending it through a planer, and I sent it through, and it tried to catch, and it didn't, and it shot right back at me and hit me in the leg. And I mean, nothing really bad happened or anything like that. But I was thinking about this beforehand, and you guys would actually appreciate my mistake on this. Is, you know, we've all done bad math in the shop before. And you think you're so confident with that math, you've written it out, you've checked it twice, you think you're correct, and that comes down to my desk, the desk we're talking about and looking at tonight. So the kinetic door was never supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a waterfall desk, and I even brought it up in the video. It was supposed to be a waterfall desk, and I was like, you know what? I have an 8-foot-long board. It's going to be a 5-foot-long top. You know, I have a little bit of extra, so, you know, 8 times 12 feet is 80 feet. And I kept saying 80 feet, 80 feet, 80 feet. That is not good math. I made a stupid bad cut at 80 inches, not 96. And so I was like, okay, I don't have any of the material I need to make this waterfall desk now. And so I modified it, and now you guys have a kinetic door to look at. Yeah.
Oh, I've done that too. That's the reason they say measure twice, cut once.
Oh, do your math like 10 times and then cut, you know, then measure twice.
Aussie man.
Do my math 10 times and then have my wife double check my numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
Aussie man is asking out in the chat, what is a tree cookie?
So a tree cookie is, you know, if you cut down a tree, you have, like, let's just use what you have left over. You have a stump there. If you look at it from the top down, that is what your tree cookie is. So it's a round, you know, you see all the rings from from a tree. You can slice up a log and get a bunch of tree cookies out of it. So, or tree cookie, or you got Girl Scout cookies.
I have boxed tree cookies right here.
I do.
All right. To make a better explanation, it's like you cut a limb off of a tree that is 2 foot long and 6 inches in diameter, and it has all the bark on it. Well, you run that limb through your bandsaw and cut off 1-inch sections, leaving the bark on it. And when you lay it over, you can see all the growth lines and the bark on the outside. That's called a tree cookie.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at.
And no, there is not tree milk. I don't think.
No. Slice a tree plate, a tree plate.
Tree plate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what you're basically looking at is that's a tree cookie. They're great for coasters.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem you have when you're making something like that is putting something on it that will keep the bark intact, because the bark has a tendency to want to come off unless you like soaked it in epoxy and then took it out and let it dry and something like that. But yeah.
So I want to took the bark off carefully and then glued it back in place.
Oh, really?
Possible.
Yeah, that would be impressive.
It takes a lot of time.
I did something kind of similar to that. I turned a bowl one time and left the light edge, and at the last of the turning, the piece broke off and fell on the ground, and it was perfect intact. So after I turned the bowl, I put it on, and did everything I needed. I put it back in place and glued it. So
that's a tree cookie.
That worked.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a tree
cookie. That's a tree cookie.
Dixon for the win.
Yep.
See, and then you cheat and you put that back on with silicone before you seal it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a tree cookie. It is. So that's good. So, all right. Kevin, thank you for being on here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
That was good.
Yeah, I would say you're up there, right up there in the top 10 best shows. I mean,
awesome.
That we've had
Fantastic.
here. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I enjoy your videos, and I will tell you this much: I will be going since I know we just met and everything. And I just started watching your channel. I'll be going in and watching some more of those videos. I did subscribe to you today or yesterday or whatever, and put on the alert when you do, so I'll know when you do new videos.
Sure, it's gonna be a little bit because it's cold to get another video out.
Oh yeah. A Frenzy Wicked Truth said that's a tree plate. Okay. How the heck
you gotta do what I discovered? Move south.
Yeah. Yeah. Where were you at, Chris?
Right outside of Boston.
And he moved down here. He moved within a couple of hours of me in here in South Florida. So,
Have you guys had lunch yet?
What?
I'm going to ask him. I was going to talk to him about that the other day, and me and my wife were saying we need to have lunch with Chris and his wife. And I said, "Yeah, I know. It's just things have been after the first of the year. After Christmas was like
We're the same way. I'm semi-retired, trying to start a business. My wife is still working full time, so we're both busy all day. So
yeah. We have. I have 7 children, 13 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. So it keeps us kind of busy. Matter of fact, Monday morning is President's Day, and some of our children. The school's closed and some of our children have to work. So we're actually going to end up on Monday with like 5 grandkids to watch. That's going to be fun.
Yahoo!
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So
I'll let you know what time I sleep till.
Bring them to your shop and tell them to clean up.
There you go.
All right. We're going to cut this off tonight. I appreciate everybody being out there in the chat. Leonard Davis, Jim Dockrell, Aussie Man. I'm going to scroll up through here and call out your name. And if I miss you, I am so sorry. It's not that I intend to, but Frenzy Wicked Truth, Aussie Man. I know I said Jim Dockrell before. Anybody, Hobby's Woodshop is out there watching us.
Yeah,
Thank
Hobby.
you. Yeah. Anybody y'all want to point out, just scream out their name. I'm just going back. Leonard Davis. Just some of those people that are out there.
From Portal Woodwork.
Hobby says, thanks, Russ. Great show.
Cool. Thank you.
I think Rick from St.
Portal
Louis was
Woodwork.
out there too.
Oh, yes. Rick St. Louis. Yes, he was. And in the very beginning, what was his name?
Alan Carter's there.
Yeah.
James Parker was out there, but he had to leave.
Yeah, Jim.
James Parker. Yeah.
Austin Man's out there. Jim Dockrell. Yeah, I know you guys probably said that already.
JJE.
Yeah. Just trying to go through and
John Lockery.
give them a little shout out.
Dixon Hopkins out there.
I like to call out
How
the
about
people
that?
that are in my chat at night because they are why we do this. It's all about the people watching this show.
Hey,
If
Smoke
they
Will's
weren't out there watching, there's no use in us having a show. So all who watch out there are so very important, and I appreciate you so very much that you come back and watch my show. Old Path, I know I haven't said his name. I appreciate you coming back every week. And I really try Appalachian Heritage Woodshop. That was the one I was looking for. And I appreciate you watching. And I'm sorry if I don't call out your name every week. But you are why we do this. It's because if nobody watched us, we wouldn't want to do it. I mean, plain and simple.
Good's out there too, Russ.
They actually want to watch us?
Who?
Steve Good
Who's
is out
out?
there.
Oh, Steve Good was out there. Oh, yeah.
He's out there now.
I apologize. Steve Good. He's a good friend of mine. Me and Steve Good go back way back. So, but yes. So thank you all for out there watching. Once again, Kevin, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Brenda, Chris, Dixon, Paul, Jim, Al, and Brian keeps on having problems with his video. He's Team One Infinity. What is Team One Infinity?
That's
called?
my CNC.
Yeah, Paul needs to be on the show.
Yeah, he got a
Bum,
brand new
bum.
CNC.
That's the
Paul needs
test.
to be
When do we get Paul's robot on the show?
That's the test piece that
Paul
they
has
send you.
gone to the dark side.
Yeah, Paul's
Yep.
gone to the dark side.
Yep, that's the
At
test.
least he didn't get an X carve.
Yeah. I won't say anything more about them, but I would say this much: the dumpster should be full of those machines. I'll put it that way. Those X
Hey,
cards.
I actually told Paul not to get an X carve,
Yeah.
even though mine works so great. I told
No,
him
that looks nice, Paul. Is that your first test run or?
No, they test every machine, and then they send this with the machine showing that it works.
So you got a used machine, Paul.
Yep.
The machine's still in the box.
Now get off
Yeah.
your butt and make it work.
Yes.
I gotta clean my workshop first because I don't have any room for it. I need a 4 foot by 4 foot area, and I don't have a spot that big yet.
Kevin, if you haven't noticed, it's Paul Corliss, and what does it say after that? Paul's Messy Workshop.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what it says after that.
In
Anyway,
fact,
we're getting out of here, but thank you everybody for watching and being here. And once again, thank you, Kevin, and all everybody watching. All right, so there's one thing we need to do, and if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just by God too darn busy.
That's some
Just
good
give me
advice.
sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Thank you for watching.
Good night, everyone.
God bless.
Good luck.
Remember, you don't have to go home, but you can stay here.
What Chris said.
Oh yeah, and Kevin, don't close it out because there'll be an after show. But
Yeah.
we're just going to end the live at this time.
We get rid of the audience. You
We're
guys
gonna
get out of here.
We're going to have coping saw drinks.